And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate y'all for tapping in with me. I appreciate y'all for being here with us every night. I appreciate y'all watching the draft show every Tuesday and Thursday, all right? Every
Tuesday, Thursday.
Every Tuesday and Thursday, no matter what the cast is, whether I'm there or not. I appreciate y'all tapping in and showing a little bit of love there, Bryan. I really can't wait to talk to you about these players tomorrow, about the homework assignments that we have. I got a chance to watch two of them today. They're pretty interesting, but we'll cross that bridge whenever we get there, man. I noticed I learned a new school to hate on, Bryan. Hold on, let me pull my board up real fast and let me go down to my notes on what's his face here, the Edge Walker here. I learned Tarleton State. What is that?
Tarleton State. That's in Texas. Yeah. Okay.
Well, I learned a little bit about Tarleton State. I can't wait to talk to you about it tomorrow, Bryan Broaddus. But
did you learn about what's the other one? There's a Utah school too. There's
I ain't seen them.
Like South Utah, I think was one I found.
I ain't seen them. I seen Tarleton, North Dakota State, which is cool. And then I watched them versus Ole Miss, but I was tickled at whoever the hell Tarleton State is. I never heard of that one. But we will indeed break those down tomorrow, Bryan Broaddus. But
okay, real quick.
Please.
Did he remind you of anybody you've seen in the NFL?
Like a small who? Nah, not really. Who? Maybe.
You know who his measurables are really, really close to?
Who's that?
Come on, man. The guy played for the Dallas Cowboys this year.
This year?
Yeah.
6'2". Carl Lawson?
His measurables are the exact same as Carl Lawson.
Well, good thing we don't draft people on measurables, Bryan Broaddus. I'd be damned. Good thing we don't draft strictly on measurables, boy. We'll talk about him though, Bryan.
I know we will, but no, his measurables are the same as Carl. I was trying to think. I was like, who have I ever seen that's 6'1", 263 pounds?
Yeah,
that plays. And I started looking up stuff, and I ran across Carl Lawson.
Well, I can't wait to tell you that he's not Carl Lawson tomorrow, Bryan Broaddus. I can't wait to express myself on David Walker from Central Arkansas.
Central Arkansas.
Man, Bryan, no, but the Cowboys signed some free agents there, man.
They did.
They signed some free agents. Bryan, before we get into free agents, man, Bryan Broaddus, man, you think, man, Cowboy fans, you know, I feel like we kind of get hoodwinked every year around this time, you know.
I mean, I was trying to be Mr. Positive about playing in a better pool.
Bryan, do you at least think that the trade market is what they're thinking about? Do you think that they're gonna? It seems like they're gonna, look at free agency the same way that they always look at free agency. Yeah. But do you think that we'll get more spoils in the trade market, Bryan?
A lot depends on. I know the compensatory picks came out today. Yeah. Boy, they cleaned up with those fives. Got a 6. Got a lot of those 5s that are right there next to each other. I think 70,
71, and 73.
Yeah, it's crazy how they're all right there with each other. So parlay that thing. Maybe you can get a 4 back out of that. But I'll tell you what, I'd surely consider moving some of those 5s if you thought that you could do what you did where with Cooks. And then, with Gilmore, but maybe people are in that mode right now where they're just, I think we're going to get to these pro days. We're doing these pro days right now. Yeah. And we're going to get to the 1st of April and then people are going to start really putting their boards together. I don't know. Can you get somebody to trade you a player before the draft actually starts?
That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
It would be nice. It would be nice.
Yeah.
But they cleaned up on those 5s for sure. Yeah. Maybe that's their idea. Look what we just did. We didn't sign any free agents and got a bunch of 5s.
Bryan, there's nothing impressive.
I know it's a terror. I know tongue in cheek.
There's nothing impressive about having a room full of fives, Bryan Broaddus. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, whatever. Bryan, impressive. It seems like the Cowboys have this trend, man. They want to go for the former first round pick.
Sure did, didn't they?
Yeah, you know what I mean? You know, Solomon Thomas,
Payton Al Turner. Davis, like some Al Davis in him right there. Yeah.
I think Payton Turner a little different than Solomon Thomas, though. Solomon Thomas is he's an older character at the end of his situation. Like, his bread is baked, you would say. You know what I'm saying? But Payton Turner's a young guy, Bryan. Do you think that there's an eye for some upside potentially with some more growth from Payton Turner, or do you think this is a one and done?
I actually, watching tape, thought that Solomon Thomas was better than our guy from New Orleans, Payton. Yeah, from Payton Turner.
Yeah,
I'll say this about Solomon Thomas, and I was studying the Denver game, a Miami game, Tennessee game, were the games I was studying, and I will say this about Solomon Thomas: this new defensive line coach, White Cotton with the Cowboys have now, he got Solomon Thomas playing pretty well.
Yeah,
as a 3 technique, and Solomon Thomas never got himself to where he was the 3rd overall pick.
Sure,
never got himself to that type of situation. Mm-hmm. But I will say, as a rotational backup 3, occasional end, this $4 million might be spent pretty well. And I usually get on their ass about not spending money and getting involved, but I'll give him some credit here for some Solomon Thomas, because I did like the first step quickness. I thought he really fought hard against the reach and the scoop blocks that he dealt with. I don't think he lets blockers hook him. And there was one time where he lost the ball, but for the most part, I thought he was pretty aware for where what was going on around him.
Yeah.
I thought he was good with his hands. I thought there was some quickness with his hands. I think you fire him inside to control blockers. I saw him split a double team against Tennessee that was effective. The lateral quickness for the position I thought was good. The twist stunts I thought were good. He set up a blocker in the Denver game where he was on outside shoulder, acted like he was going to stay outside shoulder, then went back underneath, and then got up inside there for a pressure. He did again against Tennessee, got a sack out of that. So I kind of like power push in the pocket, retrace the steps, burst. There was some things about Solomon Thomas. If you're talking about a rotational 3 technique, I think there was some good too. And I think that you could probably, in some nickel situations, play him, play Osa next to each other.
Yeah.
Kind of work games with Micah. Maybe Solomon work with Micah back and forth kind of thing. Yep. I was more impressed with him than I was with Payton Turner. And I think with Payton Turner at one time tested as had high test. I mean, when it came to mobility, man, I don't see that in his play. I don't see that. I mean, he could play left end, he could play right end. I think he's a much better run defender than he is a pass rusher. He did have a really good sack against the Falcons that I saw. Kirk Cousins was in the pocket. This guy, Payton Turner's got some impressive reach to him. And so he actually beat the left tackle and then was able to just take his hand and swipe at the ball and cause, he's got the ability to, like, he's getting blocked, but he's coming around the edge and he reaches and he just snatches the ball. He's able to snatch the ball and, cause a fumble, get the sack and all that.
Yeah.
But I think this is a much better run player, and maybe in the mold of what you had with Golston. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Good length, play the run, don't let him on the outside shoulder, keep everything inside. I saw this guy that plays with leverage, There's some power to his game, but I didn't see much quickness. I didn't see much of that get off that, when you're watching these ends, they're like, this guy was more of a coming off the ball, getting into guys, not a lot of bend.
Sure.
There's some stiffness to his game, but as far as playing with his hands, playing at the point of attack, defending the run, there's some of the elements of his game that will translate. If you're thinking you got a bendy pass rush guy, I saw it one time against the Falcons. That gave me like, oh, okay, maybe he could rush the passer. But the biggest problem with this guy's been his health. This is the first time he's played 16 games. He's just, his career has been just not very healthy at all. But when you watch him, you're going to not like him as a pass rusher because he does the one thing that you absolutely hate with defensive ends.
Yeah.
He rushes down the middle. Yep. You'll see that rush down the middle. But man, the length is impressive. The ability to play the run. Those are the kinds of traits and things that I liked about the player. But if you're thinking you got a bendy edge rusher kind of guy, you didn't get that guy. No.
Honestly, Bryan, I would have rather have just given Chauncey $6 a year and just moved on and just been like, all right, we got Chauncey back.
There you go. There you go. That is if you're gonna sure, we all in the grand scheme of things, we'd have loved to have Jordan Lewis.
Yeah.
Then the next thing would have been Chauncey. And if you're telling me Payton Turner will be a much cheaper type, but he's got some similar traits to what you had with Golston. But I think that Turner has better length to him as far as controlling blockers and stuff.
Yeah.
But I think you could play this guy. I think you could play this guy some inside, but he really, really is he's really like more of a 5 technique, head up, 3-4 defensive end.
Yeah.
Than he is anything. I mean, the guy that can extend and kind of 2-gap you a little bit with his length and the power he plays with. Yeah. But you're not wrong. If you're telling me the option you had was this guy or pay the 6, I'd have paid the 6.
We'll see, Bryan. Free agency not over. I mean, I know names are constantly coming off the board the more we, sit around and chill. But hey, maybe there's some guys that are just hanging around out there that the Cowboys and the Jones have their eyes on. So I don't think you need a whole bunch of pieces. You could probably go for a couple guys here, then build your depth, and then go draft, of course. And then and maybe trade a piece or two or something. I don't think you're that far away. But time's a ticking. Time is a ticking. Yeah. Bryan Broaddus, I told you backstage though, man. I was watching our beloved draft show,
and
I just had a couple of gripes with some of the things that I was hearing from my cohorts. I wanted to tweet about it, and I wanted to put a comment on the YouTube video, but if I ain't on the show, it ain't about me.
So it ain't about you.
It ain't about me. So I'm what I'm saying. But if I'm there, then we can make it all. Something for the audience though. But I got 3 points I written down, Bryan. So let's just talk about it real fast, man.
Okay.
I don't think enough people on the panel today were nervous about the idea of the Cowboys liking Mykel Williams at 12 overall.
Well, okay. I see where you're going.
I wouldn't be happy about it at 12, especially depending who's on the board, like what names are on the board, right? But it seems like the vibe I was hearing was, oh, yeah, I'll take Mykel Williams at 12. Yeah,
you know what? There are battles you fight on the draft show. Okay, first off, thank you so much for allowing us to do this, to talk about the draft show.
For sure.
When Tommy Yarish said that about Mykel Williams, somebody's telling him that. Somebody's telling him that we need to be ready for that. When you live in that building, you run into people, you bump into people kind of seek you out. Maybe they walk by your office, close the door, say a couple of things. I think Tommy's trying to build his reputation over there in a good way. I don't mean that in a negative way.
Sure.
for Tommy to throw that out there, I think you need to pay attention to that because he is the one guy. Him and Kyle Yeomans live in that building now. So, and that's not like something you just throw out like, well, just get ready for Mykel Williams.
Yeah.
Okay. I will say this, and I think you noticed this when we started talking about Mykel Williams. I was trying to get Nick Harris. I was trying to see how committed Nick Harris was to Mykel Williams.
Right.
You know, I was kind of running him through like you and I do. Well, like you're like, well, Bryan, yeah, okay. How about this guy?
What I said?
Well, how about this guy?
Yeah.
Well, Bryan, how about this guy? You know, and it makes you, when we go through that exercise, or I do it to you that way, you see where the commitment is to the player.
Sure.
Tommy gave me the nugget. I wanted to see how committed Nick Harris was.
Yeah. He seemed pretty committed. Like I believe he said he had 14 first-round grades, and I believe that Mykel was one of them for him. So
he absolutely had him. I think he said him at number. He had 15, and he had him at number 14.
14, yeah.
So that puts him in the window of.
That's high for me,
now.
Bryan.
I wasn't going to fight. I wasn't going to challenge Zach on it because I know Zach's like you and I.
Sure.
That he doesn't have him in the top 15. Yeah. So I wasn't, but I wanted to see how committed Nick Harris was.
Yeah.
And, you know, he even made the comment, well, this is like playing Go Fish, you know, because I kept, well, what about this guy? Well, what about
But
this
we
guy?
need to know where you at with damn Mykel Williams. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? There's now a legitimate fear that I have that if Mykel Williams is there and maybe they lose a couple of guys along the way, Mykel Williams could be the pick for this football team. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's why, and when this all went down and I'm driving to my next job, who did I call? First thing, called you. Yeah. I called you and I'm like, bro, he's just not throwing this thing out there. We need to figure out this tape.
Sure.
You know, we need to, every game you can get your hands on a Georgia football, you need to watch.
Yeah.
You know, and because if in fact that they're going to take an end, then, you know, that's not the guy I would take. And you said it earlier, depending on who's on that board.
Yeah.
I could really fight. But you know what? They don't care about you and I because they're going to take him. And then you and I, or if they take him, you and I are going to have to comment. You and I are going to have to say, well, yeah, so where I have him and this is what he is. And this is what I saw in the 12 games I watched. You know,
Bryan, I got him in the second round.
I do too.
But I got him behind Pierce, Princely, Walker, and Donovan E.Z. from Boston College.
There you go.
Those are the guys I got him behind.
You got him far buried more than me, and I, you know what, I
like sacks, Bryan. I like sacks, and I think he is a cool. I think he's a cool rundown guy, but I don't think he produces in the way that gets him sacks, and he doesn't play a lot of ball. But we've talked about the rotating system all offseason, Bryan. And there's a lot of guys that get sacks in rotating systems. Princely gets sacks. You know, Norman Lott is a guy that Norman Lott only get 20. He only get what, 12, 15 snaps a game or something, and he gets sacks, right? I like Mykel Williams. 12 is Prince Faisal Rich for me, sir.
Yeah,
that's up there for me,
Bryan. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I know you and I have had discussions about various edges, gone back and forth. I'm going to say this. I think you got a good handle on these edges.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate you.
I really do. I think you got a good handle on these edges.
Appreciate you.
And I hate you for that.
It's all right.
I really do. I hate you for your handle you have on your edges because those A&M kids effed me up bad. And it threw me off my game. But I know one thing. Tommy's not saying this just to say it.
Sure.
But I'm going to have to now go back and look at the Georgia kid. And I just want to make sure. We got some playoff game film and stuff like that. We saw this kid probably pretty early.
Yeah.
But Bryan. I want to make sure that I'm not going to probably move him.
Yeah.
But I want to make sure that I've seen every play that he's played. So when it does happen, I can tell you why and why not. That's what I want to be able to do.
I've already done that, so don't worry about it. Bryan, let me ask you a question.
I know.
Bryan,
no, you got a handle on these dudes.
Bryan.
No. You got a handle on these dudes.
Let me ask you this, Bryan. Not necessarily for 12 overall, but whenever you do your stack, all right? Mykel Williams or Jahad Campbell, the linebacker from Alabama?
I'm going to take Campbell.
Mykel Williams or let's say Trey Amos, the cornerback from Ole Miss. Yeah.
I think I would take Williams over Amos.
Bryan, let me ask you a question. Mykel Williams or let's go Kenny Grant, the tackle from Michigan. Which one you going?
I'm taking Grant.
Let's do one more because I know where you got this guy. What about Donovan Jackson or Mykel Williams? The guard from Ohio State.
I'll take Donovan Jackson.
Okay, one more if you don't mind, sir. I'm trying to get a feel. Jack Besh.
Well, you're getting a feel. You're getting a feel that I don't like. I'm
about to tell you exactly where you got him at. What about Jack Besh, Bryan? Jack Besh, wide receiver, TCU, or Mykel Williams?
I'm going to have Williams over Besh.
So Mykel Williams is like he's a 119 for you.
Like a 1-2.
Pardon me. So he'll be at the end of the first round. So he's like a 1-2-0 for you. 1-2.
Yeah, 1-2-5.
1-2-5.
1-2-5. Yeah.
In real life, he'll probably go like 25 overall or something. You know what I'm saying for you. All right, Bryan. I got you, man. I got I'm just looking at my board here. I got 40 second round grades, and I haven't stacked them yet, but I'm sure that when I do my stack,
is he going to be player 38 for you?
I don't player 38 in my second round.
Oh yeah.
No, not in my second round. I got him a little better than that, but
sure,
him at 12 is spooky. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't dislike Mykel Williams, but I have a problem with the raw player. He got the same stuff going on Tyler Guyton got. You know what I'm saying? A fantastic looking dude, fantastic athletically.
Preach.
But I don't know what your work ethic look like. Why you don't get sacks? You've been playing football your whole life, dog. Why you don't know how to get? Why you still run down the middle of people? You've been doing this forever. What you mean? You play at Georgia, and some dudes been coming out of Georgia the past couple of years. You've been playing behind them. Where you been? Why you ain't learn how to sack people? Being around all them guys like that.
This is something that just popped in my head. Who scares you more, Mykel Williams or Will Johnson, the corner from Michigan?
Will Johnson not running is a big problem for me.
Man, he is pushing this thing is back, and he's going to tell me on April 14th that his hamstring isn't well enough to work.
I at least
now
feel
I'm going to
like
have to go drip.
I at least feel like Mykel Williams is big and strong. He just don't know how to play football just yet.
Yeah, right.
Will Johnson, he could either be he could be Patrick Surtain, or he could be Tease Tabor. You remember Tease Tabor, Bryan?
Florida.
And he came out and ran that terrible ass 40, but he was fantastic mechanics wise. He was technique wise, shut down corner in college. But man, if your speed is weird, that means something.
It does at that position.
If your speed weird, CJ Henderson, the other Florida corner, hey, it means something, man. Don't be hiding your speed from me. But all right.
So you feel better.
I would rather take Mykel Williams over Will Johnson, because at least I know Mykel Williams is big, fast, and strong.
Yeah, that's
big, fast.
Like I said, I think you have a really good handle on these edges.
All right, Bryan. Bryan, I don't listen to the draft show, man. I'm sorry. Y'all was talking about something, man. It was like Twitter on the 20 or something. It was. I don't know, man. Like, I feel like if I was on the show when y'all did this, I'd have got up and screamed and hollered or something, Bryan. Andrew Makuba.
Okay.
What's going on with my cast not fighting for the higher grade from him? How come people think he's a 3rd, 4th round guy? What's going on?
Did you hear me read my report? Like, I told them I had the guy in the 2nd round.
That's my first. That's my first safety. That's safety 1 for me.
Everybody looked at me like I was from Mars. Like I'm like, I got him at the top of the 2nd round.
Yeah.
And the resident homer, Tommy.
Of course, Tommy. Of course, Tommy.
Tommy's like, yeah, okay, yeah, man. And I love Tommy. If you're listening to Tommy, I love you, man. Seriously, I'm just having fun with you.
We having fun. But Bryan, that would have been a time I'd have at least stood up and be like, y'all haven't watched Andrew Makuba. Y'all have not watched enough Andrew Makuba, or y'all.
Oh, I no, my friend. I read my report. Mm-hmm. I read my report and my notes. Like, they're talking about him in the 4th round. I said, I've got a 2 on him. And Yeomans is like, oh, whoa, a 2, yeah. I'm like, yeah, a 2.
I got a high 2.
And then
I got a high 2 on him.
Like player like 18 on my board.
Yeah,
kind of a 2,
like that,
kind of a 2. Yeah. So I you know what, I feel you on that one. There are a couple of times where there's some things were said. I'm like, you really had that guy in the 4th round? Like, they're talking about Makuba like sleeper guy.
Yeah,
I'm like, what? Sleeper guy?
He said, what'd he say? He says, oh yeah, I'd be happy to get him in the 3rd. If you shitting me, you would be. If you get this cat in the 3rd, you better do some backflips by the mannequins. By the jerseys? You better go outside and do some backflips by the jerseys, by the Roger Staubach. You kidding me? The 3rd? Andrew Makuba's a dude.
When he said that, sometimes when people say stuff, you just stop. It was shocking. It was shocking to me. I couldn't bring myself. And then they hit me with the Arroyo in the 2nd round.
I'd have got fired today over some damn Arroyo in the 2nd and Andrew Makuba in the goddamn 3rd. I'd have got fired today.
I was like going, oh my God, what have I done?
The police would have came and got me up out of there, Bryan, bro, with some damn Arroyo in the 2nd.
Security wouldn't even giving you back your driver's license.
No, I'd have just been escorted off the premises, Bryan. You kidding me? Maybe it's a good thing I wasn't there, bro. Maybe it's a good thing because we'd have stayed on one topic all day. We wouldn't have got nothing done.
It was like, well, the Makuba was a one question. It was the first question in Twitter on the 20.
Yeah.
And Kyle made the remark. Kyle goes, well, that's question 1.
Bryan, Andrew Makuba is a dude.
He's a dude.
Can play free and strong safety, great size. He comes down and not only tackles, but he thumps people and he gets picks. A smart player that gets picks. He gets picks from strong and
we like
free.
It in the 3rd round.
Right. I pushed Donovan Wilson off a bridge to have Makuba in the 3rd round, Bryan, bro. You kidding me?
Oh man, that was funny. I felt like I'm like, it went from one to the other, and then the Arroyo. And hey, those guys are doing their work.
Shouts out to them, man. They're doing that. They just wrong.
They're doing their work.
Yo,
I was like going.
Bryan, I'm the rookie here. Bryan, I'm the rookie in the draft show. I got all the respect in the world for these guys, but if I'm at the table, I'm up screaming, talking about some 3rd round. All I'm saying. Shout out to him. And then he said that it's a big gap between Josh Simmons and damn Will Campbell. What the hell? What was going on today on the draft show?
You know what I think happened? I think with you not being there, I think they took some liberties with me and Zach.
Hey, look, I still got the internet though. Shit, my Wi-Fi worked. Don't just go around saying that. My Wi-Fi worked, man. I don't know, dog. Hey,
no, I got both. Simmons is my favorite tackle in the draft.
He's the best one. You ain't wrong.
The fact that I had a couple of doctors and trainers around the National Football League tell me everything's cool, man, I'm like,
hey,
yeah, I'm cool.
I'm cool too. I'm cool.
I'm cool.
I'm cool.
I'm cool.
Look,
Just,
look, Josh Simmons' knee being fine is like a Will Johnson 4.340. You know what I'm saying? Like some things just unlock your draft spot. Bryan, I've been saying this for weeks, man. If the doctor knock on your door and say, hey, man, Josh Simmons good to go, bro. That's a top 10 pick, man.
Absolutely.
And Will Johnson sitting up in the twos behind Mimbo on my board. What? I bet. You know what, Bryan? You watch wrestling? Bryan? What, you used to?
I'm familiar with it.
You know what the Royal Rumble is?
Oh, when they're all is what's it when they're all in the ring?
They all in there. A battle royale.
You try and throw them over the top rope?
Bryan, we should have a battle royale when I come back. Not no rotation. Let's get all 7 of us in the room. We can get 2 out. Put 8 of us in a room.
Well, we know. Okay.
And y'all gonna have to talk me off this ledge.
Yeah.
Man, Josh Simmons is my. Let me just scroll so I can see. Simmons is my damn 6th overall player on my board, man.
Sure.
I'll see him again. I got a couple more shows on the itinerary before I retire gracefully from .com, dog.
You and me both.
we ain't got long. We ain't got long. Right? Crown. We ain't got long.
Kyle keeps telling me I got 40-something days left.
Hey, look, that is a real countdown, sir. That countdown is tangible.
No, but that was I was surprised today, man. I immediately thought, God, I got these players all wrong.
No, you ain't got them wrong, Bryan. I wasn't there to fight with you. We gonna have a tag team match. I'm showing up. It's all right. Got you.
We need a lumberjack match for sure.
And then right, Hacksaw Jim Duggan coming through, and I got you. Bryan, this was a fantastic show as always, man. I appreciate you.
God, I feel like I really do. I wonder if other people felt the same way. But right. Hey, I'd like to know in the comments, as you always ask,
yes, sir.
If you folks are doing the work and stuff, tell us where you have, Simmons. Maybe you agree with Kyle and Tommy and Makuba. Maybe you got them in. If you see the same thing, you're doing the work. I'll respect you for about 5 seconds and then move on to the next comment.
So the next show is Kyle, Bryan, Bobby, Voch, and Nick. So it's just gonna be Voch and Nick. All right, cool. I'll have a conversation with Nick Harris on the next show because I need to know where he is.
I got to make sure that Nick sits across from me because I worry about you like putting him in a chokehold.
I ain't touching. Bro, I'm not finna. What am I saying? I'm not finna put my hands on anybody. I just want to talk and entertain the people that's watching. That's all. I don't want to put my hands on nobody. Cool.
All right. Tell them our next assignment. Who do we got? Can I do it? Can I do the honors here?
Hell yeah, Bryan.
Okay. On tomorrow's show, your homework assignment is we need you to study, if you can, David Walker, DEDN from Central Arkansas, by way of Southern Arkansas, by the way. Ajani, is that you say that? Ajani Cornelius? Ajani Cornelius, he's a tackle from Oregon. And then Kobe Hudson. I think you'll like Kobe Hudson if you study him. He's from Central Florida. So those are the 3 that we will talk about. He's a wide receiver, by the way, from Central Florida. So do your homework assignment, and you'll make Professor Voch very happy if you do.
I'm going to watch Hudson in the morning, and I'll be fully prepared to talk about him and give our presentation tomorrow, Bryan Broaddus. I appreciate you, sir. I've gotten to the points to where on my big board, on my little board or whatever, I'm adding notes in on people so I can remember small things about them. I've gotten to I can eyeball 150 guys, right? But by the time we get down to the bottom, I'm starting to forget guys now. Names starting to slip a little bit.
I'm adding notes now. I'm on to the point where I'm getting to where I'm about done with how I want my board to look.
Yes, sir.
And I might create a separate board for others. Is what I might do. I don't want but we got to give these kids their due. Call them kids still. Give these kids their due. When they get picked by the Buccaneers, we got to talk about them because we did the work. Got to give them their due. So that's what we're at right now.
I'll watch him, but I would definitely point my finger and laugh at him while I'm watching. Okay.
I'll tell you what. I think you're gonna like Hudson.
That's the only one. That's the only one.
I think you're gonna like Hudson.
All right, cool. I'll be watching Kobe Hudson, and we'll bring it all to you guys tomorrow. Appreciate y'all for tapping in with us. Y'all be sure to follow me at VOCHLOMBARDI and BRYN Broaddus on Twitter and social media is there. We'll be hoping for some Cowboy news. I might do an emergency show if anything important happens, but I guess I won't be doing that show because won't nothing important happen. Y'all hold down with the Dosey Woes and Peasky Weesky, man. Until next time, crown.